It's only a matter of time. Justice is coming.
What is the cost of lies? It's not that we'll mistake them for the truth. The real danger is that if we hear enough lies, then we no longer recognize the truth at all.
Why would I have anything to say to you? All you do is lie.
What else is left but to abandon even the hope of truth and content ourselves instead with stories?
It's the role of good journalism to take on powerful abuses. And when powerful abuses are taken on, there is always a back reaction.
Take an animal virus and you increase its transmissibility to humans. Right. You're saying that's not gain of function?
That is correct. And Senator Paul, you do not know what you are talking about, quite frankly. And I want to say that officially.
When you report fake news, which CNN does a lot, you are the enemy of the people. Go ahead.
What I care about is the reality of goodness, not the perception of it. And what I see all over the place is people who care about looking good while doing evil. Fuck them. Okay?
Welcome back, Habbening Bros. It's another Thursday night. You know what that means? It's time for another Habbening TV. I hope you are all well. I'm a bit, I don't know, I'm a bit out of sorts. I had to change my chair and stuff, and my routine got messed up. I forgot to send the ads out on Twitter. I don't know, it's probably, too much news is rotting my brain or something like that. I mean, they do say, right, that too much bad news, right, rots your brain, right, gives you a sort of Parkinsonianness of the brain. And that's what I do for you, dear viewer, right? I take the slings and arrows of all the outrageous bad news and I distill them down into good news. I am like the coffee filter of news, right? The problem is, of course, is that my brain is the coffee filter and it's getting all gunked up with bad news. I'm getting the USAID, the USAID. Oh man, what's happening? I've got the trusted media initiative disease all up in my business. What am I going to do? My speech is slurred. I'm losing motor control. I'm pooping myself every single time I see Keir Starmer. I tell you, that's getting quite messy in my job because I see him all the time, and now it's just sort of this reflex. He comes on screen. I'm just terrible. Apparently, Keir Starmer pooperitis is actually affecting more and more people in the UK. Are you a victim? Please call this hotline if you are suffering from symptoms. The government will be able to tell you to go fuck yourself, right? I mean, it's this new kind of thing they're trialing under the NHS. Instead of helping you, they just tell you to go get fucked. On the other hand, right, the government sort of thought that this was a very, very good idea since half the time, or maybe more, the NHS actually makes you worse, right? So they kind of figure, just by telling you to fuck off, right, there's actually, if you roll the dice, a good chance that you won't get better, but you won't get worse. Ha! Checkmate! Because I hope you're all doing well tonight. We have, what have we got tonight? Oh yes, tonight we have the new Trump Gaza plan. It's going to be a wonderful ethnic cleansing, the best ethnic cleansing. It's going to be awesome. We're gonna cleanse all the Palestinians, send them to other places, probably Europe. Nobody really wants to go there, and we're gonna build casinos and beachfront property. It'll basically be like Macau. In the Middle East, it'll be awesome. It'll be beautiful. Yes, Trump came out and basically said that the US is going to take over the Gaza Strip. Now, many people are wondering, what the hell does this actually mean? Indeed, a number of people have said that they're not even sure if Trump really knows what this means. Some are speculating that Trump basically sort of at the frustration of sort of the stalemate between the Israelis and the Palestinians, just sort of threw this out there to, maybe put the cat amongst the pigeons and possibly to unbalance Bibi Netanyahu, who he does not seem very happy with. I've got a bit of footage on this. I've been sort of watching very, very closely. Excuse me. I've been watching very closely the sort of interactions between Trump and Bibi. And I've got to say, I think the sunshine is gone. If we harken back to their honeymoon on Santorini, where he was just, a good old Chabad, and he was a wide-eyed Shabbos Goyim. It seems that the spark has gone, bros. Like an arguing married couple. Yes, no, seriously. If you look at the body language between Netanyahu and Trump, it doesn't seem like it's going very, very well. I will have an expose of basically my speculation. Of course, when you're dealing with these kinds of sort of highly intense diplomatic situations, they're not telling the public what's really going on. I mean, obviously, right? Not just because government likes to keep secrets, but it is in the nature of diplomacy that you can't just tell everyone what's going on because it will mess up the negotiation. So that leaves, retards like myself, autists, thank you very, very much, to instead look for the subtle signals and try and divine what is actually going on. Second story, the fallout from the shutting down of USAID, the curing of the US AIDS continues to reverberate throughout the world. Yes, this is a story that I think is going to get a lot of traction. I think I'm going to be returning to this probably a fair bit in the next few months. I don't think that the full repercussions of this have become apparent yet. Like a massive nuclear fart underwater, the waves are only starting to sort of bubble and propagate across the deep state ocean. There have been developments. The Democrats have been out in force, basically being like, oh, you can't shut down USAID. Don't you know they help the poor? Everyone's like, yeah, well, if they help the poor, then what are you doing funding all of these weird media outlets in Eastern Europe? What are you doing funding the BBC? What are you doing funding Reuters and Politico and funding pro-vax messaging and pro-trans things? What's all this, money you're giving to Turkey for trans comics books and stuff like that, right? And of course, the Dems, they're not mentioning any of that, right? Their messaging is like, oh my God, you're shutting USAID because you just hate the poor because you're fascists and you're mean. So yeah, there's been a bunch of protests and stuff like that, and the media fallout is starting to bite. There have been a number of accounts of various media outlets sort of whining about the money being taken from them. Politico quite infamously missed payroll for 1 week, so we'll be going through that. And our final story of the night, of course, is the Ukraine peace deal. That has just been leaked. It's been leaked on Twitter. So who leaked it? I don't know. Is it real? Is it fake? Nobody knows, right? But this is happening at the same time as Tucker Carlson and Vladimir Zelensky have been having quite a public beef. Tucker was on his show with Piers Morgan, and he said a lot of horrible, very, very, very racist things. I can't believe he was even allowed to say them. Can you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? He said that the UK was not in a better position after losing World War II, and that we're basically a country of cucks owned by the banks, and we can't even defend ourselves, right? And we can't protect our borders. Where does he get off saying all of these completely true things? I can't believe it. And then he went on to basically say, Zelensky is a dictator, and he's unelected, and he's repressing his population. All things that are totally, of course, untrue, right? Sure, he's not technically the president because his, term has expired, but that's just because of the war, right? And sure, he did technically brutally repress the the Russian Orthodox Church, but only because they're Russians, right? And of course, he did, outlaw speaking the Russian language in parts of the country. But again, only because they're Russians, right? Look, bros, we have to fight against hate. Unless you're a fucking Russian. Unless you're a fucking Russian, then we can hate you all we fucking want. I hope you fucking die. So yeah, we'll be going over that as well. Let's see who we got in the chat tonight. On Rumble, Sadie Sapiente, J. Chiva Lupo, Hola, Senor Lupo, Captain Crisps, Livia Drusilla, Cthulhu Loves You. Nice to see you, Cthulhu Loves You. I have been enjoying your Twitter beefs. Yiz the Eunuch, of course, I will be on Gulag Cafe with Yiz tonight at 11 p.m. London time. Do your own math. Tonight we will be talking about the first 2 weeks of Trump and the horrible things that it has done to global communism. Mikey Bikey, great to see you, mate. Who else have we got? Crisby13, great to see you too. I think that's Teabag and Therapist, of course. How could I forget you, Sar? I think that's everybody. Apologies if I missed everyone. Texas Man does not seem to be with us tonight. A shocking oversight. We have lost representation in the great state of Texas. If you're watching this later, Texas Man, shout out to you, buddy. On YouTube, we have Simon JJ, Victorian Time Traveler. Anybody else? I think that's it. It's a bit quiet on YouTube tonight. And on Odyssey, we have Highland Fool and Machine for Baked Beans and Papa Lazaru. Good to see you, Dave. Good to see you. Today's meme. I like this one. I've never watched Sailor Moon, so I don't get the deeper reference. But the government, my job here is done. But you didn't do anything. Don't forget to pay me 30% of your income, or I'll throw you in prison. Thanks, government! Yay! Government saved the day. I have what's called epistemic mistrust, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently, it's a growing problem among among sections of the population. They just don't trust anything about the government anymore. So whatever the government tries with their messaging, people are just like, I don't believe a word you say. If only we could fix this by lying more, bros, right? Just dig up, stupid. Texas man, good to see you, mate. I already gave you a shout, and don't forget to start entropy. Thank you very, very much. You can, of course, donate to this streamer. Nobody likes to work for free, obviously. You know, not even me, and I am a retarded autist. Please send some of your shekels to entropy. And a nice little message. You'll get it like read out. You get a bit of that parasocial relationship. I know that's what you're all like. It would be very much appreciated. I promise to use all monies received to buy tasty beers and snacks to keep my streaming brain going. Yes, no, entropy's up. Jay Cheever, can someone confirm that entropy is going? I'll probably do like another shill like halfway through the show when there's more people here. I'm always forgetting to shill, mate. I need to get like a shill implant or a shill gland enlargement of some kind. Anyway, right, enough of the preamble. Let's get on with the show. Right, so our first story tonight. President Trump says the US will take over the Gaza Strip. Oh, wait, we got entropy. Oh my god, goodness me, that was fast. Texas man, for $3. Money. Thank you very much, Texas man. See, you know the way straight to my heart. I appreciate that, mate. Thank you so much. Right. So yes, the Trump has basically decided that the way to stop the Israel-Palestine conflict is to make Gaza a US protectorate. Now, everyone, of course, was like, this is such a dumb idea. But actually, right, is it stupid or is it smart? Like, is it stupid like a fox, right? People are very sort of like split on this opinion. I will be going through some of my sort of like thoughts on the matter. Now, this announcement basically happened. He hadn't told anyone. He basically dropped this bomb while he was on stage with Bibi Netanyahu, right? And it seems like Bibi wasn't warned either, which makes me wonder if this was a tactic basically to sort of like knock Bibi off balance, you know what I mean, right? Like just, coming in from behind, not like that, ew. Anyway, I'll play you a bit of the clip. This is how it went down, ladies and gentlemen.
So Saudi Arabia is going to be very helpful, and they have been very helpful. They want peace in the Middle East. It's very simple. We know their leader and their leaders very well. They're wonderful people, and they want peace in the Middle East. As far as Gaza is concerned, we'll do what is necessary. If it's necessary, we'll do that. We're going to take over that peace, and we're going to develop it, create thousands and thousands of jobs, and it'll be something that the entire Middle East can be very proud of. But everybody feels that continuing the same process that's gone on forever, over and over again, and then it starts, and then the killing starts, and all of the other problems start, and you end up in the same place.
I mean, look, Trump is not wrong, right? Like, the cycle of sort of violence between the Palestinians and the Israelis has been going on forever, right? The way the Israelis look at it basically is they call it mowing the lawn, right? Like, this is literally what the Israelis call it, right? They basically like kill all the people off, and then they like wait until they start getting like restless and they kill a whole bunch of them off. The problem, of course, is that they are effectively breeding super gorillas, right? Like, I know everyone wants to say like, right? Like, don't you know, like evolution's a thing, except when it comes to humans, right? Like, we're not bound by such silly rules. But you are essentially hot housing an environment, right, where only the most gorilla of the gorillas survive. Oh, we got another entropy. Who we got on the entropy? Texas man again. Wait, like let's see. We got 2 more weeks. Definitely coming in from behind. That's right. Trump is a fan of the BJC. So this whole sort of Gaza builds up. They start a war. They get destroyed. Money pours in. They rebuild. They get destroyed again. Has been going on literally for ages. So Trump is not wrong in like sort of wanting to disrupt this paradigm. Now, I'm going to do a bit of body analysis on Bibi Netanyahu here. Right, so This is the meeting that he had with Trump before the speech, right? Now, as you can see, Netanyahu looks like a very happy little goblin in this. Like, oh my God, this guy, he creeps me out, mate. He gives me hardcore uncanny valley, right? Like, he's not quite human, right? Like, you know, someone should do like a horror film or something like that, right? You know, the BB, you know, anyway, right? Look, so check this out, right? This is Happy BB. Presumably, they've just had a meeting, or they're just about to go into a meeting.
Would Palestinians have the right to return to Gaza if they left while the rebuilding was happening?
It would be my hope that we could do something really nice, really good, where they wouldn't want to return. Why would they want to return? The place has been hell. It's been one of the meanest, toughest places on earth. And right now, it's...
Look how happy Bibi is. He's like... Because he thinks, right, Trump is basically saying, we are going to help you remove all the Palestinians from Gaza, and then Israel will get to take it over, right? Which has been the goal of the Israelis, like, literally forever. I just can't, like, honestly, he looks like a, I don't know, he looks like a lion with a freshly killed baby or something. It's really, really quite obscene.
I've seen every picture from every angle, better than if I were there, and nobody can live there. You can't live there.
And
So this is Happy BB. 007, sir. Thank you for redeeming, sir. Wait, do we get another another one from Texas Man? Texas Man is on fire tonight. Let's see. Let's give you a dancing sausage. Texas Man. Will the Buc-ee's strip have a Bass Pro shop? Yeah, they'll have like one of the ones like they've got in Memphis where it's all inside an armor glass pyramid. Texas Man, right? It'll have like anti-aircraft, like, you know, machine guns all around it, right? And if you pay extra money, you'll be able to like sit at the window and like, you know, machine gun down into the Gaza Strip. It'll be great. It'll be great. A good time for all. Right. So this is Happy BB. Oh wait, I've got a close-up version of this. Just check this shit out.
Why would they want to return? The place has been hell. It's been one of the meanest, toughest places on earth. And right now, I've seen every picture from every angle, better than if I were there. And nobody can live there. You can't live there. So if we can build,
So yes, BB is very, very happy, right? And then, it all starts going wrong, chaps. It all starts going wrong. This is BB at the podium when Trump is announcing that the US will take over Gaza. Now, I mean, there could be a number of possible reasons why Trump is doing this, right? He could just be trying to do it to like disrupt things, right? He could basically be using it so that he's got leverage against the Israelis, right? Like the US, generally speaking, is used to being in a position where they have very little leverage over the Israelis. But if the Americans like held Gaza, they'd be able to say, well, you know, if you want, you know, especially if like they rebuilt it and they're like, well, if you want Gaza back, you got to do some stuff. You got to do some stuff for us, BB. I'm sick of having the tail wagging the dog. It's about time the dog started wagging the tail. Check this out.
the U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area. Do a real job, do something different. Just can't go back. If you go back, it's going to end up the same way it has for 100 years. I'm hopeful that this ceasefire could be the beginning of a larger and more enduring peace that will end the bloodshed and killing once and for all. With the same goal in mind, my administration has been moving quickly to restore trust in the alliance and rebuild America.
Now, at this point, of course, Bibi is trapped, right? Because he can't come out and say, sort of, you know, in front of Trump and the entire US press corps that their goal basically is to depopulate Gaza, right? And that they really couldn't give a shit, right? They just want rid of the Palestinians. It's actually a very, very sort of like weird turn of history because the Palestinians are basically in the same kind of position that the Jews were during World War II, right? Where like Germany was like trying to expel them and no other country want them. And now the Palestinians are basically in the sort of same position, right? The Israelis want to expel the Palestinians, but no country wants to take them. It seems that history is not without a sense of irony. Right. Now, to give you an idea of what Happy BB looks like, right, again, when he's got a sort of compliant listener, this is him with Lindsey Graham, right? Just, oh my God, this is, I had to search a while for this clip, bros. I was like, I know there's a clip where like Netanyahu is like basically leaning like a sort of vulture over an American politician, just being like, yes, yes, say the magic words. Finally dug it up. Check this shit out.
And no one has done more for Israel than you, Lindsey, Senator Lindsey Graham. He is a stalwart champion of our alliance, and we have no better friend. So I want to thank you for everything you've been doing over the years on our defenses, our security, on Iran. You've been a tremendous friend, tremendous ally.
Thank you.
Welcome.
The eyes and ears of America is Israel. You talk about the Five Eyes, they're important allies, but nobody does more to protect America from radical Islam than our friends in Israel. And I just want you to know, this sign says all you need to know about my trip. To every American, what happens with Iran matters to not only to America, but to the world. The worst possible outcome.
Just the way he's looking at him, just like, yes, good Shabbos Goyim. Oh my God, whose country do you represent, Lindsey Graham? Like honestly, are you pro-America? Oh my God, man, Christian Zionism is such a freaking bastardized religion. I can't believe it. Right, so okay, so this is Happy Netanyahu when he's got a very compliant Christian Zionist making all the good talking points, and he's going to get a blowjob like immediately after this, right? Watch this. This is from Israeli TV. This is Netanyahu's like speech while he's next to Trump. Now, he's been ranting on for about 4 minutes at this point before the camera cuts to Trump. Look at this.
We took out terrorists who were wanted for decades for shedding rivers of American blood, including the blood of 241 Marines murdered in Beirut.
Does that look like the face of a man who is agreeing with everything this person is saying? Look, man, I have watched a lot of Donald Trump, right? Over the past, since I've been doing this show, right? I have watched, so this, he is pissed. He is really, really pissed off, right? Look at this face.
We accomplished all this with the indomitable spirit of our people and the boundless courage of our soldiers. The Bible says that the people of Israel shall rise like lions, and boy did we rise. Today, the roar of the Lion of Judah.
So I don't get the impression that that Trump is buying this, actually. Is there any more shots of Trump? I think that's it. No. So there's just that one bit where they like close up on Trump, right? Trump, at one point, Trump's like basically tapping his finger on the podium as well, which is like sort of, a signal like get the fuck on with it, right? Like hurry the hell up. I don't want to like, listen to this. This is a very, very bad sign for Bibi, right? Now, afterwards, wait, is this, right. So this is Trump talking more about the US taking over Gaza.
To follow up on what you were saying about the Gazans leaving Gaza, going to other countries, one, where exactly are you suggesting that they should go? And two, are you saying they should return after it's rebuilt? And if not, who do you envision living there?
I envision a world, people living there, the world's people. I think you'll make that into an international, unbelievable place. I think the potential in the Gaza Strip is unbelievable. And I think the entire world, representatives from all over the world will be there, and they'll...
He's making it up as he goes along, right? I think he's just making this shit up off the top of his head. I think he's like, we got to find a way to like break this deadlock. I got to do something to throw Netanyahu off balance. This guy was really rustling my jimmies. Who the fuck does he think he is? Of course, we all know who Netanyahu thinks he is, right? He thinks he's, you know, the representative of the chosen people, right? So I just, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see.
And they'll live there. Palestinians also. Palestinians will live there. Many people will live there. But they've tried the other and...
Holy shit, Mikey Bikey, I didn't even think of that. There is a massive gas field just off the coast of Gaza, right? If the Americans take over Gaza, right, they'll get rights to this huge gas field in the Mediterranean, right? The Israelis are not going to be happy about that, right? And they're, you know, ooh, thank you, Mikey Bikey. That's wait, you deserve a sticker for that, mate. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. I was like, you know, more focused on the war. But yeah, that's right. What if it's just a resource grab?
They've tried it for decades and decades and decades. It's not going to work. It didn't work. It will never work. And you have to learn from history. History has, you know, you just can't let it keep repeating itself. We have an opportunity to do something that could be phenomenal.
What if Trump floats a plan to develop the gas field off Gaza, right? And then use those funds to rebuild Gaza? Because people have been asking him, you know, where's the money to rebuild Gaza going to come from, right? And he's like, oh, you know, well, we're not going to be paying for it, right? And the Israelis are like, well, we're not going to pay for it, right? And Trump's like, no. And he hasn't actually said how it's going to be paid for, right? What if that is the plan? Oh my God. Oh, Netanyahu is going to be seething, mate. My God.
And I don't want to be cute. I don't want to be a wise guy, but the Riviera of the Middle East, this could be something that could be so bad. This could be so magnificent. But more importantly than that is the people that have been absolutely destroyed that live there now can live in peace in a much better situation because they're living in hell. And those people will now be able to live in peace. We'll make sure that it's done world class. It'll be wonderful for the people. Palestinians mostly we're talking about. And I have a feeling that despite them saying no, I have a feeling that the king in Jordan and that the general president, but that the general in Egypt will open their hearts and will give us the kind of land that we need to get this done.
Now that is a big ask, right? So far, both the Egyptians and the Jordanians have said no fucking way, right? Absolutely no way. We don't want a million crazy Palestinian militants on our land. Thank you very much. Indeed, the biggest pushback, of course, to this has been, well, where are you going to put all the Palestinians? And of course, the little thing of the accusation of, you know, a bit of the ethnic cleansing. Although it's not really ethnic cleansing when the West does it, right? You got to understand, war crime is a state of mind, bros, right? Like, you know, when your enemies do it, it's a war crime. When you do it, it's more of a sort of like a logistical problem, right? I mean, I joke, but honestly, it does kind of like work out like that, right? Now this is Edison Thrustwell. Good Twitter follow. Would recommend, right? Did a very, very good piece on this. Basically saying in classic Donald Trump fashion, he's just dropped a negotiation nuke, declaring the US will take over the Gaza Strip. This move is straight out of his Art of the Deal playbook. So he basically, I haven't read Art of the Deal, but basically he's saying this is from Art of the Deal. Number one, think big. His proposal is grandiose, right? This big thinking is meant to shift the mental landscape of the negotiation, making the current state of Gaza seem like a missed opportunity. Interesting. 2, use leverage. By announcing this plan, Trump leverages the shock value of such a statement. It's a form of psychological leverage where the threat of unilateral action by the US could pressure stakeholders into action. The underlying message is, negotiate with us or we'll reshape the region on our own terms. 3, maximize options. Trump's declaration opens up numerous negotiation pathways. It's not just about taking over Gaza. It's about forcing all parties to consider new possibilities, whether they involve peace deals, economic investments, or security arrangements. He is expanding the negotiation space where all parties must engage or risk being left out. 4. Know your market. Understanding that those in the international community, especially those invested in Middle Eastern stability, would be compelled to react. Trump uses this knowledge to his advantage. He knows the market of international diplomacy will either push back or push forward, but either way, it will engage. The art of bluffing, this might be seen as a high-stakes bluff. And of course, the big ask, aim high, settle for more than you would have. So these are all very, very good points, and this does seem like a classic Trumpian sort of deal. Now, as it turns out, immediately the other countries in the Middle East were like, no, we're not doing this. We are not doing this. Saudi Arabia was the first to come out and say that a Palestinian state is a non-negotiable part of normalizing relations with Israel. Now, if you know anything about Middle East history, the holy grail has been to try and get Saudi Arabia and Israel to normalize relations, probably so then Israel can pursue more expediently the Greater Israel Project, which sort of involves them sort of controlling or having influence over the entire area between the eastern edge of the Mediterranean to the top of the Red Sea, to the top of the Persian Gulf, and up to the Caspian or the Black Sea. Anyway, they're just like basically like the massive sort of trade hub that would be completely controlled by the merchants. So basically, Riyadh has said that if there's not a Palestinian state, they are absolutely not going to go for it. Jordan basically came out and said that if Israel forces the Palestinians onto their land, they will literally go to war with Israel. Probably a non-starter. On the other hand, if the Americans are like, do the usual thing and, like if you mess with Israel, you mess with us. Generally speaking, normalizing relations with Israel is not a popular position among most of the Middle East. With Jordan, it's like 5%. But there is a noted thing among Arab governments that what the governments want and what the people, the so-called Arab street, want are frequently diametrically opposed. The very, very hot new press secretary, Levitt, is that her name? Does anyone know? Chat. She's very, very easy on the eyes and doesn't make me want to gouge my eyes out every single time I see her, which is great. Clarified the matter a bit later. Imagine having this dumped in your lap. You'd be like, oh my God, Trump, what the fuck are you doing, mate?
The president and you here again today have made clear, given the devastation, you think Palestinians have no choice but to leave Gaza and go elsewhere. But Palestinians say this is their home. They don't want to go. The president last night said he's willing to use the military if necessary. Is the U.S. prepared to remove Palestinians from Gaza by force?
The president is prepared to rebuild Gaza for Palestinians and all people in the region, peace-loving people who want real economic development and opportunity in the region. This is a region that has been controlled by Iranian-backed terrorists, Hamas, who have brutalized not just Israelis but Palestinians too. It is because of Hamas that you see those images on that screen, that Gaza has become a demolition site because Hamas launched that brutal attack on Israel on October the 7th. And so again, I would stress, President Trump wants to ensure that this can be a place where all people can live in peace. He is a peacemaker in chief. He made that very clear in his first term. And as for how that will be accomplished, the president and his team are talking with our allies in the region to consider next steps.
But should the American people be prepared to see U.S. military on the ground fighting a ground war against Hamas?
Again, the president has not committed to U.S. troops in the region.
But it is an option.
I have said that the president has not committed to that yet. Sure.
If I could just follow up on that, though, why not rule out the idea of committing U.S. troops? This has been a long-standing argument that the president has made really over the last decade or so, talking about endless wars and not something the U.S. wants. Why not rule out troops?
Because I think the president is very good when he's making deals and negotiating not to rule out anything because he wants to preserve that leverage in negotiations. And so I think that's what he's doing here.
If I
Mary.
follow up on that, though, he also said that everyone loves this plan. He said that in the Oval Office this morning.
So yes, Trump's keeping it loose, putting the cat amongst the pigeons. And of course, it didn't take long for this to come out. I've been saying for a while that it's highly likely a lot of the Palestinians will be moved to Europe. Apparently, this guy later clarified his comments, basically saying that because various European countries like Ireland and Spain went after Israel in the ICJ and therefore enabled Hamas, they have a moral responsibility to take the Palestinians. But of course, everyone was very much like, we're not taking them. We're not taking them, right? Like, you know, and all the European politicians are like, no, you know, they've got to stay in Gaza. You know, like, we don't want them. We do want to support their cause, but we don't want them, obviously, right? Yeah, Mr. Katz said that countries like Spain, Ireland, Norway, and others, which have falsely accused Israel over its actions in Gaza, are legally obligated to allow Gazans to enter their territory. Their hypocrisy will be exposed if they refused. Meanwhile, countries like Canada, which have a structured immigration program, have previously expressed willingness to take in residents from Gaza. I wonder how the Canadian populace would feel about that. Of course, the lefties immediately did what the lefties do, and they're like, "Here we go, rah, 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 rah."
It's not for sale! We will continue to resist for every inch of Palestine. Let Donald Trump know that the ceasefire is only the beginning. This is only the beginning. And the humiliation that Israel and the United States feel because they could not defeat our people. They could not defeat a people that knows the land.
Oh, shut the fuck up. God, you screeching harpy. And this is a long thing from the Atlantic Council where they're basically like blah, 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 blah. The Atlantic Council can suck a fat dick. Right, our second story of the night. We're running a bit late. Years posted this. This is a really, really good meme. Everybody take the knee for the death of USAID. Oh, bros. F's in the chat, bro. F's in the chat, or perhaps a huge W in the chat. Yes, the fallout from this is severe, right? Like, as I said, it's still going on. The waves are still being felt. The Democrats are extremely salty about this. They're trying to, like, block all the Trump nominees. But I imagine, right, that basically the Republicans assumed this was going to be the case anyway, right? You know, so, like, did they really think that they were going to, like, give RFK, like, a free ride or anything like that? Did they really think they're going to give Tulsi Gabbard a free ride, right? And just be like, oh, no, it's fine, we'll let her through. No. So they've already given up their leveraging position because they've already decided to be as retarded as goddamn possible. Goblin in chief, Chuck Schumer, of course, was like, oh my God, this is terrible. This is terrible.
And the American people, mark my words, the American people will not stand for an unelected, secret group to run rampant through the executive branch.
Yeah, but they're not secret, are they? Right? It's basically Elon Musk and Donald. People know who they are, right? They're quite transparent with what they're doing. They tell everyone, like, where they're going. This secret group, unlike the secret group that we had running the government before, that was our secret group. This is a different secret group. Oh, fucking hell.
Being innovative is good. But, Mr. Musk, this isn't a tech startup. These are public institutions that deal with things like Social Security and Medicare and national defense and provide for the well-being of the American people. And the American people have a right to be part of that debate. Part of that debate.
The American people are part of that debate. You just had a fucking election and the Americans voted for this. Oh, not that kind of democracy. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Jeez, mate.
The elections occurred. And one viewpoint got a few more votes than the other. But that doesn't mean we throw out democracy. That doesn't mean what's been done for centuries in this country should just go out the window and be substituted by a small group of people who think they know a lot more than the wisdom of the American people.
Centuries, you say. When was USAID founded? Ooh, by John F. Kennedy, you say. You know, in the 60s, you say. Hardly centuries, Mr. Schumer. I mean, right, like, you know, he's just saying shit, right? Like, he's just, you know, oh, you know, we can't have the wrong kind of democracy. Fuck. Trump, of course, came out strong, basically calling them like a bunch of like freaks and radicals, which they clearly are.
Look at all the fraud that he's found in this USAID. It's a disaster what the people, radical left lunatics, they have things that nobody would have even believed. The whole thing with $100 million spent on you know what, with money going to all sorts of groups that shouldn't deserve to get any money, with the money. I'd like to see what the kickbacks are. How much money has been kicked back? Who would spend that kind of money to some of the things that you read about and I read about and I see every night on the news and every morning when I read the papers? Who would spend money for that? I would say this, the people that got all that money, are they kicking it back to the people that gave it from government? No, that's, to me, very, very corrupt.
Now, Trump is asking the right question. See, Trump is a New York real estate developer. He knows how this fucking shit works, right? He knows people are getting fucking paid on the back end. This is how the scam works, right? You give $10 million to government and you influence government to do a thing, right, with like $1 billion, of which you get 100 million profit back. So you just 10x your profit, right, by giving charitably to the government. This is Bill Gates' whole grift, by the way, right? This whole philanthropy bullshit, right? It's not philanthropy. He's just investing, right? So Trump is like, I wonder who's getting paid on the back end. We're going to find out. It's going to be glorious. Now this is, what the fuck is this? Oh yeah, right. So this is a description of one of the employees of USAID. When the horrible thing happened, when Doge kicked in the door with machine gun. No, they just fucking walked in.
Elon Musk's influence is sweeping throughout the administration. It was late last week that the Doge team showed up at USAID offices in Washington and demanded access. USAID employee Christina Dry described the scene.
Doge was in the building. We took down our pride flags. I took out any books I felt would be incriminating. No one was talking. We heard they started taking transcripts automatically of all of our Google Meets. They unplugged the news in the little kitchen galleys. It didn't feel good. And then Saturday, all of the websites went down, and then I lost complete access to my computer.
So I had to take down my pride flag, and I made sure to hide any books that I thought would be incriminating. Probably had the fucking Communist Manifesto on a fucking bookshelf, like literally behind her. Who was it who... Someone made quite a good comment. An ardent party. Good to see you, sir, party. So did Kennedy found USAID to export anti-commie US policy, and it got subverted by creeping Marxist infiltration? Yeah, basically. Yeah, basically that is exactly what happened. It was founded as a way to like win hearts and minds away from the commies, and instead the commies wound up taking it over. Many such cases. So a bunch of the Democrats went down to the USAID headquarters and demanded to be let in and to speak with Musk's team, almost certainly to try and like get some video and just, you know, generally disrupt whatever they were doing. Look how successful they were, bros.
Hi, Chris. Real pleased to meet you. Nice to meet you. Okay, so you are aware this agency is very busy currently, and they are not able to take a meeting currently. They advise that they will be in contact shortly, and that it's best to contact the Department of State at this time if you need any further comments.
Who is they?
The front office of the administrator.
So could I just ask, are you with AID?
I am.
Thank you for your service.
Well, thank you for what you do.
Are the Doge people here? Are they in this building now?
We have 8 employees currently. That's all I know. I don't know specific who Doge is or any of that. I just know that 8 employees are here. Although, as you are all aware, It's in the press. Everybody's been asked to telework. There are select people here to provide services for the agency. So the rest of them are all telework.
Are you a career?
I am. Are you?
Thank
You guys are career
you.
as well.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
We want to thank you for your service. So there's no opportunity to.
No, unfortunately, I don't control that. I'm just here to pass along the information. Thank you for coming, and I'm sure Department of State will be putting out more information for sure.
Are you the senior civil servant here?
No, I am not the senior civil servant.
Here
I have gray hair like
today.
No, absolutely, just gray hair. That's it. That's the senior part of me. Okay, thank you. All right, thank you guys. I appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yep, we'll see you soon.
Okay.
Take care.
Thank you.
Wah wah. Ilhan Omar looking sad. Now, Eddie Wolf raises a very, very interesting question. Upon what authority does Doge act? Well, it turns out that Doge is actually a renamed department called the SDS, which stands Software Development Service, I think, right? So basically, this is an executive office, and their job, right, is to write software for the government, which means that they need access to all of the government computers. Trump has just renamed the department slightly. It's even kept the same acronym and just slightly changed their mission to look at government computer and software efficiency, which means they need access to all of the computers. This was instantiated by executive order under the Obama administration, so you didn't have to create like a new department or anything like that. Someone clearly thought this through very, very well. This is one of the reasons why the Dems are seething and coping so much, because there's not really anything they can do about it, right? Oh yeah, so after failing to get inside the USAID office, they had a bit of a powwow outside, bros. Oh, it was so effective, so stunning, so brave.
Republican colleagues, if you do not see the light, we will bring the fire. Resist! We are going to be in your face. We are going to be on your asses.
We have days to stop the destruction of our democracy. We have work to do. Tell Elon Musk to take his hands off your money. We don't pledge allegiance to the creepy 22-year-olds working for Elon Musk. We pledge allegiance to the United States of America.
And goddamn it, shut down the city! We are at war!
We will win. We will win. We won't rest. We won't rest.
Great. Look how fucking weak sauce that shit is. We won't rest. We won't rest. Oh, my heart. The Republicans are laughing their asses off. Obviously, they had a few useful idiots there. But clearly, they don't have the sort of large-scale funding that they used to, right? So renting a mob, I imagine, is a lot harder now. But, you still had some idiots like this.
Elon Musk, bullshit, whatever, from taking away my boyfriend's fucking rights.
Deport Musk! Deport Musk! Deport Musk! Deport Musk! Deport Musk! Stop the coup! Stop the coup! Stop the coup! Impeach Trump! Impeach Trump! Impeach Trump! We will not go back! We will not go back! We will not go back! Love, not hate! Love, not hate! Love, not hate! Lives matter! Trans lives matter! Trans lives matter!
Oh, shut up. Nobody fucking cares. Oh my God. I mean, isn't it? Can you feel it, bros? All of this stuff, it just seems like a total anachronism now. Everyone's like, yeah, 2020 call. They want their like chance back. Like, yeah, fucking, lives matter. Like, oh, look, just bugger off. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I am loving it. Here's some more. It's really funny that the same people that are all for like immigration, there's something like, oh, deport Musk. So you are for deportations when it suits your agenda. How isn't that a bit hypocritical of you?
There is no resolution within 30 days, and to you, Minnesota, with all the love in my heart for this state, the most obstreperous of all the states.
Listen!
If there is no resolution by March 6th of 2025, I urge us to secede from
So this powerful, stunning, and brave they, them is suggesting that Minnesota secede from the US and join Canada. Yeah. Totally see that happening, bro. It's any fucking day now, man. They got a deadline. Does seem a bit like an insurrection, doesn't it, Edie Wolf? Like, ooh, you know, better watch it. You might get the FBI on your ass. People have been doing these kind of clips. Oh my god. Man, Maxine Waters is such a fucking clown show. My god.
Elon Musk, Elon Musk, Elon Musk, Elon Musk, Elon Musk, Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, Elon Musk, Elon Musk, Elon Musk, Elon Musk, and Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, Elon Musk, Elon Musk, Musk, Elon Musk, Elon Musk, Elon Musk, Elon Musk, Elon Musk, Elon, Elon Musk.
Hey, Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, 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 Elon Musk. Musk is a Nazi nepo baby.
Elon Musk, Elon Musk, Elon Musk, fight Elon Musk,
Elon Musk, Elon.
Seems like Musk derangement syndrome is fully at hand. Oh wait, we got another entropy from Texas man. Elon Musk for $3. Thank you very much, Texas man. I will make sure to put that towards my Elon Musk fund. I appreciate it, buddy. Also, you too. This is second shilling part. If you wish to give some Earth monies, you can do so via entropy. I would appreciate it very much. Nobody likes to work free, especially me, because I'll starve to death and stuff. Please donate. I promise to spend all of it on tasty snacks and generally keeping myself alive.
We need Earth monies to appear as normal Earth pigs. Mini Moose, how much have we earned?
That's how long ago that clip was made. He's like, tuna is worth nothing. Bitch, you better fucking see my corner store. Tuna is worth a lot. Mate, I could be the tuna king at this point. Right. So, the ex-head of USAID, Samantha Power, who is like a deep glow heavyweight, mate, right? Like, she is like the deep plutonium glowy, right? The glowies glowy, right? The arch final boss of the glowies, right? She's on Stephen Colbert, pleading her case. What about all the poor people? Fuck them. The US is literally on the verge of bankruptcy, right? Like, if the whole government goes bankrupt and the US collapses into a state of anarchy, how are they supposed to help anyone then? It doesn't matter. It'll work itself out, right?
JFK established USAID in 1961, which, this was a product of the Cold War, USAID. What was its mission, and why is that mission still vital now that the Cold War is over? Why do we still need it?
Well, the Cold War, of course, Kennedy was thinking about the battle for hearts and minds and what would win America the affections of global publics. So this is an investment in our stability, in our security, in our alliances. And that is what USAID has done since Kennedy created it. Helped eradicate smallpox, on the verge of eradicating polio. Again and again, USAID is on the front lines of some of the hardest challenges that our country faces and that some of the most vulnerable people in the world face.
So it's a premier example. It's like a prime example of what people call soft power in the world, influencing the rest of the world through the way we help.
Now, you see, if Colbert was not such a cuck, he would have read Samuel Huntington, right? Which you would have read if you had done foreign policy at university. Huntington explains that soft power is only effective if it is backed by hard power, right? Soft power is the ability to make other countries want to do what it is that you want them to do. Soft power is not just throwing money at people, right? And lecturing them about, gay sex and, more feminism, right? They don't understand what fucking soft power is anymore. They think soft power is just throwing money at people. No. Soft power is cultural power, right? Soft power is the ability to impose a certain worldview which people and countries gravitate towards. You cannot impose soft power. The imposition of power is hard power, and trying to use soft power methods in a hard power environment won't work. But of course, and this is the stupid thing, right? You fucking telling me Samantha Power has not read Samuel Huntington? I'm absolutely sure she went to fucking Georgetown University or one of those like glow shops. Ha! I say. Anyway.
Help them. Do you have any sense of what's actually going on at the agency right now? Because it's kind of confusing what the status is.
It's confusing in some respects, but the core fact is programs that we're running that people were depending on, in some cases for life-saving medicine, like medicine if you have HIV that keeps you alive, quite literally, or if you're in Sudan and you have a child who's wasting away because of malnutrition, a miracle paste, a peanut paste that USAID provides, brings that kid back from the brink of death.
Oh no, African child is suffering. Quick, bankrupt the country, guys. Open the borders, tear up the constitution. There's like a child in Sudan that needs peanut paste. Of course. Power is deliberately eliding the basic point here of why Trump is going after USAID. He's not going after them because they feed the hungry in Sudan. He is going after them because USAID supports media censorship, it supports deplatforming, it wastes a shitload of money, it pushes transgender ideology, it destabilizes governments, it does all kinds of terrible stuff, right? But, you know, the way they're like, we're just giving peanut paste to poor children in Sudan. The fuck you are. Bill Gates, of course, is also very unhappy. Oh, Billy boy. Oh, Billy boy. Oh, F's in the chat for poor Billy Gates.
Elon, his private sector work, you know, has been very innovative, really fantastic. A lot of private sector people, when they get into government, they don't take the time necessarily to see what the good work is or why it's structured the way it is. So I'm a little worried, particularly with this USAID stuff. My foundation partners with USAID on nutrition and getting vaccines out. And, you know, there's incredible people. You know, they're not actually worms that work there. So, you know, hopefully we'll get some of that work back in shape. In fact, if we don't, you know, you could have literally millions of deaths. So,
Oh, now he cares about millions of deaths. No, not when he was pushing the clutch shot. Oh, you know, those millions of deaths were fine because they made me a shitload of money. But no, these millions of deaths. Oh, man, what a fucking disingenuous prick.
You know, with aid, people think, you know, wow, how much do we give these countries? As you said, it's less than 1%. People think it's 5% and it should be 2%, but it's actually under 1%.
Again, that is not the issue. The issue is the funding of media and regime change operations, right? Just to give you a little idea of the kind of media organizations that USAID is supporting: Politico, Associated Press, the New York Times, and the big black cock, the BBC, sorry. Always get those two confused, and Reuters, all of which I believe are part of the Trusted News Initiative. I have not dug into the files to see whether USAID has directly supported the TNI, but it would not surprise me. They are basically the same ideological bedfellows. Now, because of the sudden cutting of USAID funding, staff at Politico did not get paid for the latest pay period, right? Now, whether or not they'll be able to, these glow organizations will be able to make up the funding and get on with it or not is currently an open question. Oh, we got another entropy. Texas man for $3. Mr. Fist loves the BBC. I do. It just, you know, it makes me feel black on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Thank you very much, Texas man. What else have we got here? The BBC, of course. Basically, did you know they get 8% of their funding from USAID? They also get substantial funding from the Swiss government, from the Germans. They get tons of funding from overseas, right? And they're like, but it's just our charity arm. I don't care. Fuck right off. Now, this guy basically is talking about what happened when he first went to USAID. Check this out.
Mark Moyer, he's a USAID whistleblower, and he joins me now. So, Mark, you started at USAID, and what they do the first thing, did they send you to DEI camp?
Yes, and great to be with you, Jesse. So I didn't get into the agency till February 2018, and this is one of the big differences that we're already seeing that in 2017. Trump administration was very slow to get into the agency. So I get there in February, and we have what's called a privilege walk as part of the orientation, where you are given an identity. Now, I was a Scandinavian woman, and so when they read lines like, I get discriminated against because of government services, or people don't look how I look. So you took a step forward if it applied and if it didn't. And so I ended up near the front, and the indigenous woman with unwanted pregnancy and the male prostitute were at the other end, and then we talked about our privileges.
All right, so you were trained to be a Scandinavian woman in a privilege walk, not root out corruption. What kind of disguises do they use to fund these projects? I mean, do they just change the names of these things? Is there really some other reason we're doing this?
Yeah, they're very effective at rebranding things. So in the first Trump administration, the priorities were support national interests, as they are now. Another thing was countering terrorism and promoting self-reliance. So I went to a country, just to give one example, they had a feminist women's book club that had been started under the Obama administration, and then they now said this is a counter-terror program because feminist women are key fighters in the battle against terrorism.
Oh, yes.
The feminist book club, militia bros. Oh, we got another entropy. Again from Texas Man. Let's give you a love heart. Thanks, mate. You've been very generous tonight. I really appreciate it. What color was this Scandinavian woman? Well, exactly. You wouldn't want to assume. I mean, if it had been me, right, I would have just said this Scandinavian woman is highly disadvantaged, because she's from Scandinavia, right? Like, and just fuck with them. But then, of course, you get fired, right? Like, these things are not optional. Thank you very much, Texas Man. What else have we got? Man, I'm running late. So the USAID proudly states that they have supported revolutions in Ukraine, Georgia, Lebanon, and Kyrgyzstan. And that's just the ones that we know about. They fund TV stations, they fund magazines, they fund journalists to go after figures in government and dig up dirt. This is great. This one, they're talking about the Orange Revolution, and they're basically talking about how they did a bunch of polling, right, before, so that when the revolution was basically on the edge, USAID helped us to conduct the poll that showed Yushchenko won, while the authorities intended to falsify the elections. For 5 years, we polled people and reported that the attitude of people towards the government was very negative. The population believed in those figures. He doesn't say the figures were correct. He just says that the population believed in them. What a fucking giveaway. And speaking of Ukraine, so third story. God, I'm running late. Sorry about this, bros. Oh, and also, check out newsfist.net, www.newsfist.net. Buy it now. It's free. You can also catch the first episode on my other channel, Distributed Warfare, which is about 6th generation warfare. We'll be having another episode coming out soon on 4B feminism and Aqua Tofana, which should be interesting. Wait, we got another HP. Texas Man, I'm slowing you down with all this money. Look, that's fine. That's fine, Texas Man. I'm happy to be slowed down by money. It's the best kind of slowing down. That you can have. It's great. It's great. I'll be able to eat. It's awesome. The Ukrainians are very, very disturbed by the cutting off of USAID funding. 90% of media outlets in Ukraine are funded by USAID. 90%. 90%, right? Can you freaking believe that, right? Free media is the foundation of democracy. It's not fucking free media, right? Try and report a pro-Russian story on any of those outlets and you will get taken off and soundly beaten. Free media is just this thing that they say. Stone Toss did this. Livia Drusilla, Fist, the USAID segment was great reporting. Thank you very much, Livia. I really appreciate that. You tested positive for USAID. Must have been spending too much time with the BBC bros. Right, so our final story. My God, I'm running late. U.S. Special Representative for Ukraine, Kellogg, announced that an audit of U.S. spending on the war in Ukraine will begin soon. Ooh. Zelensky, of course, announced recently that they're missing about $100 billion. Who knows where it went? It's very, very complicated. Who can possibly say there was a war going on after all? And Trump is going to unveil a new 100-day peace plan between Russia and Ukraine at next week's Munich Security Conference. What is this plan that has been leaked? Trump aims to have Zelensky agree to a ceasefire by April 20th, stopping Russia's advance. I mean, I don't know, will the Russians go for it? Ukraine would be barred from joining NATO under the plan. The Russians want that. Kiev would recognize Russian sovereignty over annexed lands and withdraw troops from Kursk, right? Well, the Ukrainians are not going to be happy about that, but the Russians will be happy about that. European, possibly British troops would police a demilitarized zone with no US involvement. I can tell you now, the Russians absolutely will not agree to British troops being in Ukraine because they are essentially a belligerent in the war. Now, as you can see, things are going great for Ukraine, right? They're pushing the Russians back any day now. Any day, bro. The Russians have reached the Dnieper River in the south of Ukraine. This is terrible because the Dnieper is essentially the largest natural barrier in this part of Ukraine. Indeed, if you are a long-time watcher, I've been saying for a while that the outcome of the war is probably going to be that Russia takes everything east of the Dnieper and then sort of like keeps these northern oblasts. I think it's Luhansk in the north. I can't remember. But basically they're gonna keep these bits and they're probably gonna go up to the river, like possibly as far as Dnipro. The Dnieper River would provide a sort of a logical natural barrier, right, between Ukraine and the Russian parts, which would be very, very easy to police. Now, this all was kicking off against the background of, Zelensky's been a bit special. I mean, he's always been a bit retarded, but now he's really, really getting retarded. His latest ask is for nuclear weapons, of course, because why would you not give a crazy coke addict a bunch of nuclear weapons?
Which support package, which missiles, will we be given nuclear weapons? Then let them give us nuclear weapons. Will they give us the missiles in the quantities that we can stop Russia? And I'm not sure of that, but I think it would help. Otherwise, what missiles can stop Russia's nuclear missiles? That is a rhetoric question. So let's do it the following way. Give us back nuclear arms. Give us missile systems. Partners, help us finance the 1 million army. Move your contingent.
What 1 million army? You're out of men. Like, where are they? What, are they going to do that thing from like that old Greek tale where they get a bunch of dragon's teeth and like sow them in the ground and like water them with the blood of a virgin and boom, like, 1 million Ukrainians like spring out of nowhere. They're out of fucking people. Like the only people that they basically got left, I believe, are like under the age of like 18 or something. I mean, it's insane.
On the parts of our state where we want the stability of the situation so that the people have tranquility. If we're speaking about this, okay, but here the question arises that I mentioned to you. If we are not in NATO, why is he on our soil? If we're not in NATO, and America says that we are...
He's on your soil because you attacked the Russian-speaking citizens of Donetsk and Luhansk with artillery and missiles, right? And thus you provoke the Russian invasion. And if you go far back enough on the news, you can still find these news reports about the shit that was going down in Donetsk and Luhansk, where the western part of Ukraine was shelling them and basically oppressing them for being Russian speakers. This is not difficult to understand. Oh, and of course he's talking to fucking Piers Morgan, the boomer incarnate. He's like the uber boomer.
You're not ready to take Ukraine to NATO. Then Putin must fully retreat from our territory. That is logical. Then we will speak about everything else. Financial compensation for all the losses we've suffered. Because there must be logic. He invaded because he was afraid we'll become NATO members. Okay, we're not NATO members. Go back of our land. It must be viewed like that.
Yeah, you can view it however you want, mate, but the facts on the ground speak differently. But of course, Zelensky's not going to be sent to the front line to have his legs blown off by a drone or any shit like that. He's nice and comfy with his cocaine and male hookers in Kyiv or possibly Odessa. I don't know where he hangs out, or possibly Miami, right? Like, he'll be fine, bros, which is good. So I worry for little Rat King while his countrymen are being slaughtered. Now, all of this basically kicked off because of the Piers Morgan interview with Tucker Carlson, which was hilarious. I haven't managed to watch the whole thing, but the clips I have seen are fucking awesome, right? Piers is basically channeling the uber boomer. He's got all of the sort of like, what do you call them? The phrases, the thought-stopping cliches from 20 years ago, and Tucker's just mowing through him, like a lawnmower through like hot grass.
The first feature of a dictator is he's not elected. So Zelensky's not elected. He's also, he's banned a religious denomination. He's murdered his political opponents. He has banned a language group. Those all seem like features of dictatorship to me. Now, he has the support of the British intelligence agencies. That doesn't mean he's not a dictator, though. That sounds like a dictator. I mean, if I just gave you a piece of paper and I'm like, here are some qualities of a European leader, you would say, well, that's not legitimate. That guy's a dictator. I can't support that. But his name's Zelensky, and he was once a comedian, and he does my show, so he's not a dictator. I think it's a dictator.
Well, I love Tucker so much. Oh my God, Captain Chris, this is filmed in Saudi Arabia. I don't know like why they were both in Saudi Arabia. And of course, Zelensky, a bit fragile, took great exception to Tucker saying these clearly evil words.
Putin has narrative about Moscow Patriarchate, Russian Church. Putin has narrative on elections, on my legitimacy, on dictatorship. That says a person who is 30 years in power. The bloody dictator, murderer, who violated territorial integrity of Ukraine and not only in other nations. And he says about some illegitimacy. And what is very interesting, as denominations, as elections, all that is Putin's narrative. And regrettably, this blogger or journalist, whatever he wants to call him, he unfortunately fully repeats words of the Putin. And what he wants, he works for the Putin because he wants to lower me to the level of Putin. This is what he wants. He wants us to be equals. And what's afterwards? Then people would need to find the balance, to strike the balance, to find compromise. Putin is not so bad. He was against NATO. He started this not simply. Putin murdered tens of thousands of civilians. And the majority of those were Russian speakers. Because he murdered people, and in the majority, 90%, those were eastern part of Ukraine.
Oh, for fuck's sake! I mean, the facts on the ground are what they are, right? Zelensky is illegitimate. He has outstayed his term. The US is basically talking about holding new elections in Ukraine because as the Russians have rightly observed, they can't sign a peace treaty with someone who is not the legitimate head of state. And Zelensky is not the legitimate head of state of Ukraine because his term expired and he's still in office. Zelensky likes to say, my war powers. No. The war powers says basically they can extend elections for the Rada, which is like the Ukrainian Congress. It doesn't say the president can just stay as long as he likes, right? But, whatever, right? Whatever. This is a great clip too.
Remember his surname, excuse me, Tucker. Yes, Tucker is his name.
Okay,
yes,
so-
it seems to me
Потрібно
he needs to more deeply understand what's happening in Ukraine. To stop working for Putin. To stop licking his ass, honestly. Remember,
the words of the Putin, they are trying to stand in the way of peace. Right? Okay. Anyway, that's the end of the news. I hope you all enjoyed that. It's time for some cringe, bros. Not very much cringe tonight. It's the cringe is sort of drying up a bit, actually. I think because the lefties are so demoralized. I just found this meme on Twitter. It's really stupid, but I really like it. How is your food, sir? My fish is very dry. Yes, we had to take him out of the water. Stupid, but I like it. I like it. Right. Okay. Let me just find the right window. Okay. So what do we got here? This isn't video, but turns out that Rory Stewart and Alistair Campbell were in Syria interviewing the new head of Syria, ex-Al-Qaeda member, Al-Jalani. It's fine, right? Like, they just, look, you're the enemy one day, and then the next day you're their friend, right? Like, fucking hell. This is average daily dose of anti-white bullshit for you.
I am tired of the white tears. Listen, if you are competent, you are not concerned. When I walk into Congress every single day, you know why I don't feel a way and why you can't make me doubt who I am is because I know that I had to work 10 times as hard as they did just to get into the seat. When you look and you compare me to Marjorie Taylor Greene or me to Lauren Boebert, there is no comparison. And that is the life that we have always lived. So the only people that are crying are the mediocre white boys that have been beaten out by people that historically have had to work so much harder. This is why they don't want us to have education. This is why they are trying to literally say we won't fund the HBCUs, because they know that if they've already gone after affirmative action and they're saying, you know what, don't allow them to come into, say, these PWIs, as we call them, don't allow them to come into these institutions. We know why they created the HBCUs in the first place. It was because they wouldn't allow us into the white institutions. And so now...
Oh, shut up. Get in the crystal. We've got a special black majority crystal for you, the dark crystal. You're going to love it there. You're going to love it in there. It's a black-owned crystal. You're going to love it. Texas man. Sending me an N-word there. Thank you very much, Texas. I appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that very, very much. Yes, the dark crystal. She's gonna get in the dark crystal, bros. This is London, bros. This is legitimately the kind of shit you see in London. It's one of the reasons I don't go out much anymore.
You love the things of demons. You love the things of demons. You love the things of get out. Get out. You love the things of demons only. You hate your God. You trust the word of God. You break. You say, go back there. You love keep doing this person. If you don't want to hear, get out. Get out. And get out. The boss behind. Go and cut that one. You have because you hate it. God is God. Sister, when you get on God, tell that money. Jesus like to give you a life. Jesus like to make you angel. Jesus like to make you an angel.
Fuck's sake, bro. Dude. This is quite a funny comment by Stephen Fry.
Elon Musk is not a Nazi. All right? Nazis made really good cars.
Vroom, vroom, Stephen. I hope he gets cancelled over that. More Democrat clowning. Enjoy.
57% of voters have an unfavorable view of the party.
I haven't seen people so aroused in a very, very long time.
Get in touch with your inner scrappy little dyke. Shut down the Senate. Shut down the Senate. Shut down the Senate. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
We don't pledge allegiance to Elon Musk.
What do we need?
When we have a gender non-binary candidate or officer, the non-binary individual is counted as neither male nor female.
Feels like a complicated algebra problem.
Are you supportive of these onesies?
We will win. We will win. We will win. We won't rest. We won't rest.
Gretchen.
Yes,
So,
they need the Democrats.
Oh, mate. Seeing these people go down in flames is so heartening, mate. What the fuck what is this? Oh, mate. This is Nancy Mace, right? It has now been declared by popular unanimity that not only are the words gay, faggy, and retarded allowed to be said, you are now also allowed to say tranny. It is official now. Check this shit out.
Mr. Chairman, parliamentary inquiry.
Yes, sir.
The gentlelady has used a phrase that is considered a slur in the LGBTQ community and the transgender community. And let me please finish without interruption. And
Tranny. I don't really care. You want penises in women's bathrooms, and I'm not going to have it.
Okay.
No, thank you.
Let
it's disgusting.
Let the gentleman.
Mr. Chairman.
Oh, my God. She said the forbidden T word. Oh, I'm looking forward to more of this, mate. Oh, no, Andrew B. Still no N-word. No, sorry. I'm trying to keep it more PG, mate. I don't want to get non-ston by YouTube. However, I can give you a nice sign, to start an end tower for yourself, mate. Thank you very much, Texas Man. What else we got? Struggle is real, bros.
Well, here we go. Welcome to Nazi Germany. What is it, day 20? It feels like day 20,000. Am I right? I haven't left the house because it's not safe for me to leave the house. Tampons for men. Can't find them anywhere. I go to the boys' bathroom. I'm not even allowed to use the boys' bathroom. I'm 39 and I'm no longer allowed to use the boys' bathroom or the little girls' bathroom because we're living in hell. That's right. Can't find a tampon anywhere. I went to Stop and Shop to use the bathroom and no tampons in the boys' bathroom. What am I supposed to do? Put a mop up there? Put a duster? A clump of paper towels? What is going on? What is going on? What else? Abuela. Say goodbye to Abuela. Okay? They're gonna just throw her old wrinkly ass over the border. I can't breathe. Call me George Floyd because I can't breathe. Hands up, don't shoot. It's gonna be illegal to even be anything with a straight cis white male to walk outside. Really? Unless you look like Elon Musk, hell yeah, you're not gonna be able to go outside. What else is going on? What else? It's like they're deporting people. They're throwing everybody across the border. What happened to this country? You can't even traffic children or sell fentanyl or murder anybody without being deported because they're racist. It's Kamala. Mama Kamala. Help.
What is this? Oh, yes, so this is good. White History Month, bros. People have been saying that they should make it for July, middle of White Boy Summer. I will be celebrating this year. How about you lot?
February is still Black History Month. And when it's Native American History Month or it's Chicano or Latino History Month, we're going to celebrate those too.
I think we should celebrate White History Month too. I mean, the Industrial Revolution, much of modern science, technology, and infrastructure, all of it were pioneered by white people, not to mention the best countries on the planet being white countries. So I think we should celebrate White History Month, and obviously it should be July. Summer is in full swing. The barbecue is crackling with juicy steaks, okay? The lemonade, so cold, is practically sweating. And the sweet smell, the sweet smell of freshly cut grass, all of that just screams white.
Yeah, I don't know who did his hair, but that is a terrible haircut. Damon, fire your hairdresser, mate. That is bloody terrible. Funny though. Yes, White History Month. I reckon we should make it a thing. What do you reckon, Yiz? We could do a special or something. Now this is a very, very special leaked tape of Sesame Street out of Iraq.
السلام عليكم يا جماعة. أهلا وسهلا فيكم. خلينا نقول لكم على الحروف الأبجدية. يلا خلينا نبدأ.
Brought to you by the letters S, S, and M. Right. I think we just... Right. On to cute animals now. Oh, we're not running too late, actually. It's because I cut the cringe section down. We got some cute doggos for you all.
Unbelievable. No.
What are you doing?
Coco.
Excuse me, sir.
Bo, can you explain that?
Did you steal anything? Did you?
You take a whole turkey off the counter?
Seriously, Toby?
A whole turkey. Was it good?
Excuse me. Excuse me. Precious. Hello.
Yes, badly trained doggos, but you know, cute. What else we got? Oh, doggos on ice. Coming soon to an ice rink near you.
That's my boy. No, my boy! Father, help!
Oh, the weather outside is frightful.
Go potty. Oh no.
What else have we got? Doggo and I think this is Mancoon. Seems a bit contentious to me, but anyway. This is good. Got those crazy eyes, bro. What else we got? Oh, more of this cute husky watching TV. I love these.
Intelligence, stamina, courage, and heart. My business is dogs. He's undersized. He's troubled.
Well, good afternoon.
He's untrainable. What does he bring to the breed? The heart of a survivor. He outran every single one of them. He's not a sled dog. He's a lead dog.
Aw. See, it is. See you for the show tonight. Right. What else have we got? Al on a mop of some kind? Aw. What else have we got? More doggos.
There she goes. There she goes again. Racing to my friend, and I just can't take.
That's so derpy. What else have we got? More TV watching pets.
Where'd it go?
Aw. And our final cute animal video of tonight. I think this is just cats in snow. Crisps, I said derpy, as in derp. Bloody hell, mate. Come on. Get a pair of ears. For fuck's sake. Anyway, that's the end of the show. Thank you so much for coming. I will be on Gulag Cafe in about an hour and a half. Let's say a quick goodbye to everyone in the chat. On Rumble, Mikey Bikey, Ardent Party, Captain Crisps, J. Chiva Loophole, Sede Sapiente, Cthulhu Loves You, Crisby13, Mikey Bikey, Teabagging Therapist, Wyatt's Torch. Is there anyone else I have forgotten? Cthulhu Loves You, Flying Axe Blade, White Rattlesnake. Oh, I think you're new. Thanks for coming on, mate. I think that's everybody. Texas Man, of course. Thank you so much for your donations, Texas Man. It keeps me going. I really, really appreciate it. Who else we got? Think that's everybody. On YouTube, we have the nameless one, LLLL. Good to see you, mate. Simon JJ, Victorian Time Traveler, Ardent Party double teaming it. Anybody else? Lynch Mob. Good to see you, mate. Linda Hunter. PH Negative. Oh, I think you're new. Thanks for coming, mate. Anybody else? Anybody else? I think that's everyone. Oh, Cool Papa J Magic. Good to see you as well, mate. 007. Good to see you too, Sar. And on Odyssey, Harder N-Word. good to see ya. Taciturn, Machine for Baked Beans, and I know there was somebody else in there as well. Highland Fall, good to see you guys. Thank you so much for coming, and I will see you either on Gulag Cafe tonight, or I will see you on Monday. Have an excellent weekend, chaps. Good night.